The greatest thing that I want women to understand is that you could create the life that you want. And there are going to be trials and tribulations in the future, but you create your reality. What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Louise, and if you are new here, welcome. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about purpose. Why exactly you're here. So before I just jump into the tips, let's start off with the definition of purpose in relation to our lives. So the Webster dictionary, or the Google dictionary that I have, I'm gonna put it somewhere on the screen so that we can read it here. Simply put, I feel like there are talents and gifts that God naturally blesses us with, and if we pour those back into the world through our crafts or whatever the means of doing that is our purpose. I know it sounds really simple, right? Let's hop into how I figured out what my purpose was. So I was a young, tender thing. So I was like, I want to say like 25, 26 years old when I started to even think about purpose or what that meant, or even having a bigger idea that, hey, there's more to life than this. So for me at the time, I was working in the government and I had a well-paying job. I had just bought my house, car was paid off, credit was, through the roof. I had all of the things on paper that looked like a successful person, if you will, or whatever you define success as. But for me, on paper, I felt like I was what it looked like to be successful, right? But internally, I was empty. I was empty. Every day before I walked into that office, I would say a prayer, because it was like, I did not want to be here, but I was blessed with the opportunity to be here. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was blessed with the opportunity to be able to do things that I know other people don't have the means to be able to do. But at the same time, I wasn't feeling fulfilled. Okay, it was tough being able to go to work. And even outside of work, I feel like I was given parts of myself to what I felt like may have been my purpose. Like I was given the full-fledged of what I know of my full capacity to give. And this is after like reading self-help books and trying to figure my purpose out through books, which definitely helped. And one of the books that helped me in this journey of like finding my purpose was The Purpose of Your Life, and that is by Rick Warren. And I think I picked up this book in 2017, and then I picked it up again in 2019, and then I picked it up again in 2021. And so the thing about this book is it's definitely a book that you could go to multiple times throughout your life. Essentially what that book did for me is it just showed me that I needed to build my relationship with God. Simply put, I just needed to build a relationship with God. And in building a relationship with God, I was able to build a relationship with myself. So because I was able to build those two relationships in combination with each other, it was only then that I was able to truly even dive into what my purpose here is on earth. Because the book kept talking about going back to your creator and, having a relationship with them. And so essentially you have to have a relationship with God in order to, be able to be even open to the idea that your purpose is outside of anything that you personally, might have already painted it to be. This was a staple for me. And there's an actual journal, and I would advise a journal. The questions after each chapter that are here, they're written in here, so it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to like transfer, all of that. I would definitely advise picking up the two. It wasn't until I read the books and did the work that I was able to, one, even get into a space where I could build that relationship with God, and then get into that space where I could actually listen and not do. So once I was able to just listen to what he had to say, it was like, okay, the talents that I've given you, right? So go for that. I felt most in alignment when I was leaving my government job, because I felt like I was pursuing something that I actually wanted to do. Not that my government job isn't something that I wanted to do, but it was something I wanted to do to be able to fulfill a lifestyle that I knew I wanted. Once I left the government and I pursued my career in hair, which has always been something that I have naturally been talented at doing. Instead of getting out of high school and pursuing my purpose, not knowing anything about a purpose at 19, I went to the military. So I went to the military and I did 4 years in the Marine Corps, got out of the Marine Corps, and I went to college. And then after college, I came and I moved to this area, you know, and the thing about it is all of those things needed to happen in order for me to get here. That's another thing that I want to say is that you don't wake up one day and just know what your purpose is. It wasn't until I left the government and I actually took that first step that I started believing that the purpose that God had for my life, that was actually the purpose that was that he placed on my life, right? So everything was confirmation after confirmation after confirmation, and it just told me, okay, I'm moving in the right direction. Hence, this actually may be leading me to my purpose. I'm going to list the creator that I got this idea from down in the description bar as well, because she just put everything into words and into perspective, and I'm like, this is the key. So before you start, go ahead and get a pen and paper or your phone, something so that you can write these things down. And we're going to start with this. The thing I want you to write down is 5 things that you truly love to do. That could be anything. Like for me, example, I love doing hair. I love making people feel beautiful. I love encouraging people. I love inspiring people. I love creating content. I love YouTube. So you do your thing. 5 things that you actually love doing. Move on to the next thing. We're going to go to 5 things that happen to people in life that you truly dislike. It could be in the form of domestic violence, homeless veterans. That could be children with cancer. That could be just anything on the lines of that, right? The last thing is going to be 5 groups of people that break your heart. Dealing with domestic violence, people who have low self-esteem, people who don't know their self-worth, people who just can't seem to make it out. You know, whatever it is, 5 groups of people that break your heart. The 5 things that you truly love to do, those are the things that God has gifted you to do. The natural gifts that he's giving you to bless upon and bestow upon this earth. The 5 things that happen to people in life that you truly dislike, those are the things that you're called to fix. And lastly, the 5 groups of people that break your heart, those are the people that you are here to help. How do we put all this together? And give me an example of that. Okay, so you want to use the things that you love to reach the people and the groups that you can help serve and fix. My purpose is to educate and inspire women all over the world to become the most confident versions of themselves. I teach and I showcase this through my artistry, which is hair, and through my personal experiences, which I bring to my YouTube channel and to my other social media platforms. I'm called to help people with low self-esteem, low self-worth, and a need for a better level of confidence. The problem that I fix for them while they're in my chair or while they're on my screen is that I remind them of the calling that's already on their lives. You are sent here to do something. You have something inside of you that nobody else has inside of them. You have something to offer this world that nobody else can offer. So I just remind them of that, and I instill like a level of confidence with them both internally and externally through my hair artistry. So with all of the information that I've given, I'm going to give you 4 actionable tips on finding your purpose. Besides just going through the prompt, if I'm looking down here, it's because I wrote them down, and so I'm probably going to be glancing back. First tip is to stop letting money dictate your life. There's so many things to do in this world, and to be able to give and to be able to serve and to be able to, without having to put money into it. Energy, time, yes. Money, not so much. My second tip is going to be to surround yourself with positive people. Not fake positive people, real life positive people. You know the magnetic energy you get when you come around them, the energy that you can feel through the screen, the energy, you know what I mean, the positive people who, even when their life is down, they're not like, you know, strictly positive all the time, but they're realistically positive. You know what I mean? So you're a product of your environment. So you are the sum of the people that you hang around. So if you hang around negative mind, low vibrational people, even if it's by fault, you're going to fall in the category, or you're going to fall somewhere in the spectrum of being on the low vibrational negative side as well. So you want to surround yourself with positive people. Third tip I want to say is make mistakes. Fail forward. Listen, I know we have the mindset that we want to be perfectionists. We want everything to go right the first time. I know this. This is also a trauma response. We'll get into that later on in the series. What I had to let go of in learning and just embracing my purpose is I had to let go of the idea that making mistakes is bad. No, listen. Every single mistake you've made, you've either learned from it or you've grown from it, right? Even if it was a negative learning outtake or experience, you learned something from it. Fourth and final tip that I'm gonna give is try new things. It's no way that you're going to be able to figure out and truly embrace your purpose and even figure out like what it is if you don't try nothing new. Listen, if I would have never left my government job and I would have just stayed there for the next 20 years and just did hair on the sidelines, I'd never be able to pour into the community of women that I'm able to pour into now. I'd never be able to touch the souls or the people that I'm able to touch now because these people are coming to sit in my chair. I had an impact when I worked in the government, but the impact that I feel now, I feel a lot more fulfilled with my purpose and my mission here on earth. So if you know what your purpose is, let me know it down in the comment section. I am so interested in knowing what your purpose is. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If these tips were helpful, then let me know that down in the comment section. Appreciate every single one of you for taking the time out to watch my videos. As a content creator, it means the world to me because literally I'm creating this content not knowing who it could impact or if it's even going to be of impact to anyone. So I just want to take the time to thank every single person or any single person that has taken the time to watch any of my videos on my channel. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your support, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.